The NSE, some saying, breaking above targeting 3,620, a break of which will then set the pace for a target of 4,000. Are you as optimistic about movement on the NSE right now?
Well, thank you very much, Alicia, and I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much because of that observation about our market. Well, looking at it historically, especially over the last quarter or this quarter that we're just about to end, basically the market has been very, very bullish. And as you observed there, you're seeing fairly good corporate actions coming in. And apart from just the slight concerns about the political environment of the market, definitely we are very bullish on this market. And hopefully you should be able to go towards 4,000 towards the end of the year.
Well, certainly keeping traders and market watchers busy is the fact that we're seeing a lot of these banking results hit the surface. We saw the first out of a mid-tier bank emerge this morning. Those numbers out of NIC showing that earnings per share have risen to 3.31 shillings in 2009 from 3.18 shillings previously. Have you had time to unpack the detail there?
Well, thank you very much. That's a good observation there. Yes, NIC gave a single-digit growth, which is fairly okay. I guess some of the concerns that most of the people are having, especially about NIC, is their aggressive expansion into even buying a stock brokerage firm, especially last year, which was a bit of a concern because of the performance of the stock market. But definitely, that's fairly good performance, and also their dividend per share, which is fairly stable, is also very, very enticing. But the share performance today has not been as good, fairly marginal growth.
Well, certainly we have seen expansion, a big point and a talking point on NIC Bank's agenda. Total assets growing to 47.56 billion shillings. How's this mid-tier bank sizing up against some of the others in the same playing field?
Well, thank you very much. There has been a bit of a concern, especially in terms of banks, because of issues to do with their capital base. And so because of that, we saw a lot of banks doing rights issues and bonuses and splits and such things to be able to boost their share capital as well as their reserves, which is basically some of the things that some of these even mid-tier banks are trying to work on. And also in terms of expansion as well as lending, we are seeing a lot of these banks being taking advantage of such. And NIC, to be particular, we see their loan losses, provisions and such have really grown. I saw as though they did over 100%, and also in terms of their interest income, fairly good and also very, very encouraging. And looking at them in terms of forward-looking, in terms of growth, basically they're positioning themselves to be able to take advantage, especially of some of the middle income and high young professionals in terms of the kind of market that they're trying to target.
Well, if we take a look at some of the other counters attracting attention, still in the banking space, KCB seeing both local and foreign interest at around 21 shillings 25. We've got full year results imminent for KCB as well. Do you see the upside remaining at 24, which capped the share all through last year?
Well, thank you very much. KCB, you're hoping the results are going to be coming out anytime, either tomorrow. And right now, you're seeing a bit of a speculative activity on that stock, but you're seeing a lot of buying, especially from foreigners. But interestingly, the share price has not been very, very stable in terms of growing, because we saw it dipping from 22, now it's at 21, which basically almost reflects that most investors are a bit concerned about the kind of performance they're going to do, as opposed to some of these other banks like Barclays and Equity Bank, which basically makes people look at it in terms of mostly a medium-term buy.
Well, Mumias Sugar outside of the banking space also attracting attention, unchanged at 10 shillings 05. Some saying that it remains a discounted share at the levels we're sitting at right now. They've set targets at 13 shillings 60. What's your view? I mean, do you see the post-election spike and then pull back now complete?
Well, thank you very much for that observation also. Mumias Sugar has been one of the counters which has developed a lot of speculative activity, especially over the last 1 year, with the share price being as low as 2 shillings and now going up to 10 shillings. My feeling about the share prices at now is that some of those factors that we are looking at in terms of the growth, in terms of marketability, their diversification strategy about going into power generation as well as water and such other products that they are looking at, basically has already been factored into the share price. So for anybody who bought it when it was as low as 4 shillings, 5 shillings, fairly this is a good time to even profit take and to be a bit wait maybe to see whether it's going to be able to come down slightly before they buy.
Well, BAT also gained about 0.5% yesterday. Certainly when it comes to BAT, it's got a handsome divvy payout ratio at sitting at about 8.95%. It's kept it well supported, especially in an environment where short-term rates have begun to slide. It looks like a good deal on the surface because of that divvy that's higher than any other counter. What's your view on BAT?
Well, thank you very much. BAT basically has been a very, very good dividend payer, mainly in terms of how they do it. And they, just as you observed, 8.9% is very, very marketable in our market. Though looking at the share price, especially how it has behaved over the last 1-2 months, I would be more concerned with anybody who bought it at the price of 175. As of now, it seems like it has already factored in the dividend, and buying it now might be a bit risky.